Well, hello everybody. Greetings to you all. It's Friday. Today is Friday, and we are happy to be here with you all. My name is Ohima Adiepena, as usual. My guest here today is our very own Mr. Kofi Opoku Apple. And today we are going to discuss a very, very interesting topic. So stay tuned. Send in your comments, your questions, everything, so we can all discuss and have fun as we learn along. Um, you can follow us on all social media handles at the Pena Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that in case Facebook starts to do its own thing, we can just dive to YouTube so we can all have fun. Our topic for today for the discussion is living with a narcissist and how to deal with the situation or how to deal with whatever you are handling. So stay tuned and let's all have fun. Mr. Kofi, welcome to the Adepena Show.
Thank you, Ohimadi Opena. Thank you so much. It's
Friday.
Friday. So we thank God for another week. We thank God for, just giving us life, and blessing us with, free life, free air, free everything. I mean, apart from the things that we buy and pay for, the most essential things are free. So we thank God for it, and we thank God it's Friday. Ohima, I missed you last week, but I listened to the show. It was very, very, very good. I felt so happy and I learned a lot. So thank you for this show. Without this show, I have a lot of things I do on Friday, but I think my Fridays would be a bit boring. So thank you for this incredible show that comes our way every Friday. And to our viewers, I want to also welcome you to the Idea Pena Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good dawn, good early morning, good Saturday morning, wherever you are listening from, wherever you're going to join us from. It's the Adia Pena show coming to you live from the Adia Pena studios. And so, Adia Pena, thank you for having me. I am very excited to be here and to join you once again for us to share ideas, and to all learn together, and then we grow. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Mr. Kofi, today we are discussing living with a narcissist and how to deal with the situation. So my first question to you is, what is um narcissism,
Mhm.
narcissism, and who is a narcissist?
Hey, hmm. So it's a two-in-one question, right? Two-in-one question.
Yes, please.
What is
Yeah.
what is narcissism or narcissism,
Mhm.
and who is a
Mhm.
narcissist, right? Okay, so we're gonna
Yep.
take it one at a time. And viewers, if you're joining us, if you're already joining us, thank you for spending your Friday nights with us. Everything that I'm gonna say is my opinion, is what I believe it is. It's not the answer for everything, or that is not the final thing. Okay, we are sharing perspectives here, and so I encourage you, like Ohima said, please send in your questions, your contributions, your opinions, your concerns, and let's all learn together. Okay, and for those of you that will be joining late, please, same thing. What I'm sharing is my opinion, and please, I encourage you to share the link to your friends and family so that we can all learn. Let them join us so we can all learn, because with you, together we learn and we share ideas. Okay. So, full disclaimer, I am not an expert on this topic. I am just going to share what I've studied, what I learned, what are the questions I've asked my friends, and what I've researched, and we're all going to learn together. So, thank you. And for those of you that will be watching the video after the show is done, please, whatever you're going to hear me say, it's not the final thing. Okay, you can go and also ask the experts, read, research, ask questions, and we're all gonna learn together. So this is my perspective of who and of what narcissism is. Okay, so Mahima, narcissism is when someone thinks that they are super important. These people want a ton of compliments. They want a ton of praise. They want everything to be about themselves or about them, and they don't really care about any other person.
Mm,
All right, or they don't really care about what other people are going through. Everything is about they and themselves. Um, I would say that, in other words, it's all about people, or some people really just focused on themselves, right? And this tends to cause problems in relationship, because every topic that we deal is normally connected to relationship.
yeah.
Narcissism, or being a narcissist, can be a problem in a relationship. All right. Plus, it can make a person's self-esteem really low, even if they seem really confident on the outside.
Mm,
See, narcissism came from a Greek mythology, where there was this really handsome young man named Narcissus, or
mm,
Narcissus. I don't know how the name is, but he was very handsome and so proud that he turned down everybody who cared for him and
mm,
didn't care about anyone but himself. So this made the goddess called Nemesis very angry, and she placed the curse on him, right?
oh wow.
And
Mm,
so as a result, what happened is that Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection in a
mm,
pool of water. He was standing in the water, and he's gonna admire his own beauty and reflection and everything. And it continued for a long time. He became so sad, and then he died as a result of that. Okay.
wow.
After his death, the myth continued that he transformed into a beautiful flower. Right.
Ah.
Even though this is a myth, I think it still teaches us a valuable lesson about being overly proud and
Mm-hmm.
self-centered, right?
Okay.
Which is why we use the term narcissism. So it came from the myth word narcissus,
Okay.
narcissism, okay? Or we also use the word narcissistic or narcissist today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi. So, this narcissist word is coming from a person who, like, exhibited this personalities in him.
Yeah,
So that,
self-absorbed. They just look to themselves and nobody else. They think they are the best in everything. Like, apart from them, it's just them. Pretty much, it's just them. They think it's
beside
just
them,
them.
there's no one.
Yes.
Mr. Kofi, I also learned that this narcissist, uh, like, characteristics is like a mental disorder, but
Mhm.
people don't really accept that it's a mental disorder. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, that is a good question, because that what you just asked feed into the next part of who a narcissist is. Okay,
Okay.
like, you
Okay.
asked
So
me what is narcissism, and
mm,
who is a narcissist. So this question actually fits into it. Again,
okay.
this
So
is my
now
opinion.
my question is, who is a narcissist?
Okay, so in a very simple nutshell, is really explain the first part of narcissism. So a
Mm,
narcissist is a person. It can be a female, it can be a male, or a man or woman, whoever, who has an exaggerated opinion of themselves.
okay.
It's so exaggerated, right? Their opinion about themselves is super exaggerated, right? They really want and crave for a lot of attention, and hope that everybody will look up to them. Regardless of the situation, a narcissist want everybody to look up to them. Okay? People who are narcissists find it hard to understand or care about how other people feel. So, mommy, and to all our viewers, if you know someone or some people who often do these things, okay, who often exhibit these characteristics, like they think they are super important and nobody else is important as them, right?
Mm,
Or they always dream of being super successful, or
mm,
they believe that they are very special and no one else is like them, or no one can be compared to them. All right.
okay.
They crave, like I said, they crave a lot of attention, and they praise. They also crave for praise and feel like they deserve it, even if they don't. right? They take advantage of people, and they lack empathy. They
Mm,
don't really give a hoot about anything. They have zero, zilch, nada, zero empathy about anything, and they can be very jealous. They are very, very, very jealous about everything. If it's not them, they are jealous, right? And then what is really annoying is that they can act so arrogantly, and they are also very sensitive to criticisms.
mm,
So if you know anybody exhibiting this, right, they think they are super important. They're always dreaming about being super successful. Meanwhile, right? They believe that they are super special. They crave a lot of attention and they crave a lot of praise. They think they deserve it. They take advantage of people, unsuspecting people, or their partners or their family. They lack empathy and they are absolutely crazy and jealous about everything. And they act so arrogantly and very sensitive. Anything you say, they take as criticism. If you see people doing this, or if you know someone doing this, or if you live with a partner behaving or exhibiting this behavior, that person can be termed as a narcissist. And so, narcissism and narcissist are interchangeable, right? Narcissist is the one that qualifies what a person does, and narcissism is actually what, also, I would say, is the explanation of idea of what that person is doing. All right. And so it is very, very, very important for us to know that we have to know who we are staying with, who we are dealing with, our friends, whoever it is, and make sure that we are not exhibiting narcissistic behaviors. Thank you.
well, thank you, Mr. Kofi. So, if you are watching us today, it's Friday and it's the Adia Penacho
Mhm.
6 p.m. as usual. You can send in your comments, your questions. Let us know where you are watching us from, because I'm looking at Facebook right now and I see a lot of people listening. So, let's know where you are watching us from, and then send in your comments, your questions, and what have you, so we can all discuss together.
Right.
It's Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to add that, what I just said, all the characteristics or the behavior that are listed, right? People don't really know. But to answer your question, people who exhibit these characteristics, right, or behaviors, or these narcissistic behaviors, um, it gets to a point where it gets so bad that, medically speaking, they can be diagnosed. It can be diagnosed as mental health problem called narcissistic personality disorder,
Mm,
called NPD, right? Because that is when it gets so bad. It can get so bad that they will just be diagnosed with an NPD. That is what I
mm.
wanted to add. So, everything's about them. They don't care. They don't do they. All the things that I've listed, it can get so bad that it can actually become what? An NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. That's what I wanted to add. So, asking about the mental health, yes, it can be a mental health problem. Thank you.
Mr. Kofi, I've realized that people with this kind of personality or disorder, I don't think they realize that it's a disorder. I think they feel like they are in control, they are doing this, they don't care, they don't do this, they don't do that. So it's this is them, but they don't know that it's a disorder. So let's
Yes.
say someone is living with such a person. How should this person handle that situation?
Mm. How do you handle someone with narcissistic behavior, or somebody that may potentially be diagnosed as a narcissistic personality disorder, right?
Let's assume this
Uh,
person hasn't been diagnosed yet as
okay.
as
Yes. No.
a disorder. Maybe he or she is your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your wife or your husband, and you are living with this person. How do
Mhm.
you handle
How
this
do you?
situation?
Okay. Or And also, I can even add and say that how do you identify you are
I
living
think
with a
let's start
narcissist?
with identifying the
Okay.
behavior.
Yeah, because what you said about having a boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, or it could be family members, brothers, sisters, even close
Okay.
friends, right?
Yeah.
How do we identify it?
Hmm.
Again, I have already told you the characteristics or the behaviors that would be,
Yeah.
that can be seen or termed as narcissistic, right?
Hmm.
And if it's diagnosed, I mean, if it becomes so bad and it's diagnosed, that it becomes narcissistic personality disorder. Now, if a person, let's say if the person you are staying with, it could be your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your brother, sister, uncle, whoever, family member, and the person often blow their achievements and skills out of proportion, and they
Okay.
think that they are one of a kind,
Hmm.
then you have to watch it, because that inflated self-importance is a narcissistic behavior. That's the
Okay.
first one you have to watch out. Overblowing the achievement, right? And thinking that without them, hey, there's no world. They are one of a kind. Will be in what is home. That we need to be careful, right?
Hmm.
The second one is that if these people or the person wants attention, constant attention, and compliments from people around them, right? If you don't know and you're going to compliment somebody else, they get mad. They want you to compliment them and just them and nobody else. And as soon as you start complaining, they start comparing themselves, right? Then let's be
Hmm.
careful, because that constant need of admiration can be a sign, a narcissistic attitude,
Okay.
right? And then also when these people struggle to understand or empathize or care about how other people around them feel
Hmm.
or what other people need beside them, okay, that lack of empathy can be a narcissistic behavior. So whoever we are dealing with, or we are staying with, or we are in contact, whatever it is, we can watch out for these characteristics. These things that I'm talking about. There's a lot of them, but this is what I think the common ones are, and especially people that are always outdoors, or are people that are always expecting to be treated in a special way. If you go to a program or a
Hmm.
meeting, they want to come in and suck the air from the room. They want to be treated in a special way. Without them, the meeting can't start. Without them, everything has to be them. They want to be treated in a special way. Otherwise, it is not fair. When it's not about them, then it's not fair. You see, that sense of entitlement can be a sign of a narcissistic behavior, right? And we
Okay.
know we have some family members or even partners that sometimes exhibit that. So we have to be careful about it. And also, when they use others, people that are narcissists, they will use people. It can be their partner, their wives, their anybody in their lives to get to where they want to be. They don't care if that person is being hurt or that person is being destroyed. They don't care. If you are the type that you want to use any opportunity to get to where you are, regardless of what you are leaving behind or what you are causing, you need to watch, because that exploitative behavior can be a narcissistic behavior. All right.
Mm.
And then also, oh, there are some people that they daydream. I call them daydreamers, right? They're also dreaming about having endless success. Meanwhile, they have no money in their wallet, oh, but they think they are so successful, and everything is good and they are the best, and hey, they are doing that. They are crave for endless success, power, and beauty, and whatever extravagant, right? If you know
Hmm.
somebody with such obsession with fantasies, that can be a clear sign that you are living with a narcissist. All right. And then
Hmm.
a narcissistic person can also tend to act in a superior way, and they look down on everybody else. It's like you're not my class. And yeah, Kasa also, when people like us are talking, you don't need to talk. You don't have people like that. Now,
Yeah.
so especially Sada de be sada be drive ya. Mukasa. Unimi. Unimi. Uni me on because as unimi. Like as if as if as if he or she is a god. Or because I'm telling you. Just say, with that confident and that boastful and that superior attitude and pretty much looking down on anybody, everybody else. That type of arrogant and haughty attitude, right, can demonstrate that you are living with someone with narcissistic behavior, or you are living with a narcissist. And there's a lot of them in it, but then because of time, I'll cut. And then finally, if your partner or whoever you're living with is constantly jealous of others, when you mention somebody, the person is like jealous. Why? What about me? And then everything has to be about them. They're always jealous about everything, right? And they're always thinking that it has to be them and nobody else. Then that attitude of envy, because that's a spirit of envy, that attitude of envy can be a sign of a narcissist. Okay, so there are many, but this is the ones that I'm talking about. This is the one that it's very common, and we see in our relationships, in our homes, in our lives every day. And so that is why I just mentioned that. But there's a lot of them, right? We call them like people that have self-inflated importance. Meanwhile, there's nothing there. Constant
Mhm.
admiration, they need constant admiration. They lack empathy. They have this exploitative behavior, and they have this an obsession with fantasies, and then they are arrogant and haughty, and then finally they are very envious. People that are like this in our lives, we need to be careful because those are narcissistic behaviors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kofi. Thank you for all this explanation you've given us. I hope our viewers are listening. And if you are listening, send in your comments, your questions, and whatever you have concerning this topic today. We are treating narcissism. And if you have lived with someone before, let's hear how you dealt with it, and people will learn. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi, so if someone is living with such a person, let's say for instance, they haven't, because back in Ghana I never heard of anything narcissist till I was here. Like some years back I heard of a word narcissist, and I'm like, oh, let me just go and research about it, and I'm like, oh wow, so this is
Mm-hmm.
who a narcissist is. And then
Mm-hmm.
it gave me an insight of certain things about certain things. So if someone is living with such a person, maybe the person didn't know that maybe there is even a word like narcissist. How should this person handle such a person or such behavior?
You know, for you to be able to handle it, you have to be able to identify it, and you have to be able to understand it. And you made a very powerful statement. Is that back in Ghana, you never heard the word, right? Me too. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Ghana, the word narcissistic or narcissism or whatever never comes up, right? Until I also started
Mm-hmm.
reading about it and researching about it, and asking questions about it. And there's a lot of things, or there's a lot of behaviors or attitudes that sometimes creep up in our relationship, right? That we can say that may be a sign of a narcissist or narcissism. But just once or a few times, we cannot say that for certain that that is a narcissist you're staying with. It has to be a constant thing. It has to be an often, right? If your partner
Mm-hmm.
is always craving attention from you, it has to be him or it has to be her. If anything happens, he or she would turn it in a way for her to be the victim. If anything happens, she has to get all the praise. Like anything that
Mm-hmm.
I've listed. If your partner or your family member is exhibiting these constantly or often or regularly, then that is a narcissistic behavior, right? And like you rightly said, sometimes we don't even know. We don't even know how to think about it or what to do or to deal with it. And then nobody always says, "Oh, the old doable." Like what do we say? Oh, the old waba waba wabe bibia is going to be about her. Do you sometimes hear that in back in Ghana? Sakwe
Yeah,
obe
yeah, yeah.
bibia about ono. See, at
Mm-hmm.
that time we did not know that that person was exhibiting a narcissistic
Yeah,
behavior,
mm,
right? And or sometimes,
that's
why
true.
do you always want everything to be about you? We normally even ask this. Why should everything
Mm-hmm.
be about this person? Why should
Yeah, about
everything,
me.
especially at work, why like some people, some of our colleagues or co-workers, when we come to work, it's like everything has to be about them. I'm saying attention, I'm here. Everybody, it's about me. Right? Sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
don't even know. Or no, we don't know what it is. But now reading about who a narcissist is or what narcissism is, we can begin to think about it and say, oh, wait, maybe this guy is exhibiting or he or she is can be, or will be a narcissist. If that behavior is
Mm-hmm.
one time, then the person, but if it's constantly, every time, every day, every second, then it's definitely a narcissist. And the person might be suffering from NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. And remember, like you said, they don't know it's a disorder,
Yeah,
right?
disorder.
And so once we know
Mm-hmm.
and once we understand it, then what we do is to really know what it is exactly that made them have that diagnosis as an MPD. All right. Because if you don't know who a narcissist is, you wouldn't know what to do and you didn't know how to do it. We have to know to be able to deal with it. The thing is that here's what's crazy. Even though narcissistic personality disorder can be treated, a lot of people don't even know they have it. So how do you treat something that you don't know you have? Because
And even
if
if
I tell you that mommy
they
are
have
the
it, some
yes.
go
If I
ahead.
say mommy are
I'm
the
listening.
penna,
Go
for
ahead.
example,
Sorry.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say mommy are the penna, your line cut, I didn't hear what you said, but your line went off, so I didn't hear what you said. Um, take you for example that debia me, right? Everything has to be me. Show you baby
Mm-hmm.
say me no more and they show no men me nkwa na me say mba show this show no it has to be about me. Time I me pay and I say mba show no so. So me can show no 2 o'clock. Like think about it. Everything if I come and I do that and I expect this and I expect that and I have this high unrealistic crazy expectations and I want to make the program mine and I command you and I do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm exhibiting a narcissistic personality disorder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't know, you will just say, okay, maybe Papa Kra, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know, say,
Mm-hmm.
but it's because you don't know what I have. But if you know, then you know, okay, this person is suffering from this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
once we know what it is, we'll be able to identify it, all right, and be able to find
Mm-hmm.
a way to help. Is what I'm saying. Okay. So, how do you deal with a narcissistic personality? How do you deal with it? You have
Mm-hmm.
identified it, find say your partner has it, or your family member has it, your wife has it, your husband has it, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever has it. And you have actually read about it, or now you've understood what those characters or behaviors are. How do you deal with it? Right? Number
Yeah.
one, this is my opinion again. Again, it's my opinion. It's hard for you to change somebody who is narcissism or who's a narcissist because again, some they don't even know they have it. They think that's who they are, right? And so instead of focusing about trying to change something that they don't even know they have, it's like somebody doesn't know he's sick. He wouldn't go to the hospital, right? Okay.
That's true.
So first thing you do, mommy, is to I always say is to focus on yourself. Please, if you are listening to me, if you have a wife or a husband, a partner, a boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever it is, and the person is a narcissist, please do me a huge favor. The first thing I want you to do is to ignore that person and focus on yourself. Make sure you set clear and strong boundaries. Hear me out. Set clear and strong boundaries and make it clear that you can and can make it clear to the person what you can and what you cannot accept and stick to that rules, right? For example, if I come to your show and I say, Mr. Kofi, show yeah, baby, started 6 p.m. Eastern time. Mpacho untimia, mami fo before. That's it. You set clear boundaries and you stick to the time. It's an example I'm giving. And I
Mm.
say, yeah, you have your husband. Your husband is you realize that your husband may be a narcissist or be having a narcissistic personality disorder. Whatever it is that he's exhibiting, set clear boundaries against that and focus on yourself. Because remember, you may or you cannot change them. Some you can, but very few can you change. I mean, very few NPDs, narcissistic personal disorders, can be changed because that's who they are.
Mhm.
So when somebody is proud, somebody is boastful and arrogant, who catch them anymore. You don't need to focus on that. Focus on yourself and set clear boundaries. The next thing I want you to do is remember, stay calm and be yourself at all times. Because remember, now you know who and what that person is, right? Don't get pulled into fights or arguments or compliments or tricks with them because that's who they are. They always want that. And if you engage with them, then it means you are not being smart because then you are fueling whatever the behavior the narcissistic behavior, you are fueling it. So what you do is that stay calm, stay collected, and avoid arguments whatsoever with them. Okay, when you're talking, when you guys are communicating, communicate clearly and confidently. And when you think that the person is trying to put some breadcrumbs or set a trap to start an argument, zip it. Because whatever they are doing, they are trying
It-
to pull you into the into their into their into whatever they are, right? Zip it. Use silence or simply use neutral words when you are talking to them. So they wouldn't make it about them because that's who they are. They also make everything about them, right? And then the other thing that is important is that, like when you're communicating, concentrate on actions. What do I mean? Let's say when you guys are talking and you are giving feedback, let's focus on the specific things that the person did instead of their character, right? For example, say that Mr. Kofi, when you were in the meeting the other day, what you said felt very disrespectful. Instead of saying, Mr. Kofi, you were very disrespectful at the meeting. Now, when you do that, when you attack that person character, do you know what you just did? You poked the bear. You just started a huge argument by saying that the person is what disrespectful. But if you say that what you said at a meeting was very disrespectful, you did not attack him directly, but you were saying, right? So that avoids argument. It avoids argument. So when you are communicating with a narcissist, avoid argument. Avoid anything that will pull them in and they will suck the air out of it. They shouldn't make it about them. Why you put your case across. And then the other thing is that even though, like I said from the beginning, even though narcissistic behaviors can change, please don't have too much expectations for them to change. I'm talking about your partners and your wives, your husbands, or whoever. If you see they have it, don't waste your breath. Your priority should be to handle your own feelings and well being. and try not to change the other person because that is who they are. And even though, like,
Mm.
excuse me, like I said, MPD can be treated, it's like it's a mental health. So it's not something that you can easily fix unless the person go and see what? The medical advice, like go and see somebody that the person would actually respect. But here's the thing, they don't even respect anybody. Or the person would admire, but guess what? They admire themselves all the time. Or the person would like to respect, but guess what? They disrespect, but they respect only themselves. The point is, everything is them. So if the person doesn't have the mindset to change or to really understand that, oh, this is who I am, and I think it's affecting my relationship and it's affecting everything around me. So I have to maybe do something about it. How do you change that narcissistic personality disorder? You can't. So you make it about you and make sure that you take care of yourself, your well being, and keep building on your happiness. That is what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kofi. So if you are watching us, let's know where you are watching us from. Welcome to the Ade Pena Show, Mr. Asante. Welcome to the Ade Pena Show, Mr. Graham. Welcome everybody to the Ade Pena Show, and let us hear from you.
Welcome.
Mr. Graham had something to say. Mr. Kofi, can you please help me to read this out?
I can't even see. They said normally
Okay.
self. What is I can see?
Normally,
It's too
such
small, so I can't
behavior.
see.
Okay, yeah, same here. Let's read. Mr. Graham said normally such behavior becomes part of their daily character and see nothing wrong
Yes,
with their behavior. Trust me, they can be
yes,
very quick-tempered individuals. Yeah, so that
yes,
is very true. They are
yes.
very
One
quick-tempered
hundred
because
percent.
yeah.
100%, Mr. Graham. 100%. That is a clear narcissistic behavior or a narcissist behavior. Okay, that's one of them. So if it's something that is it's so quick, anything you say just inflates them. That is definitely
Yeah.
a behavior. Thank you, Mr. Graham.
And Mr. Kofi, they are always playing the victim, like they are always whatever you are doing or you said is wrong if it's not in
Yes,
favor of them. Whatever you do, whatever you say, it's wrong, and they are very quick tempered, like um Mr. Graham said. Let's read a couple of
yes.
uh this is from my own brother Gideon. He said, "Good morning from Good morning, Gideon. It's late here. It's about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, but good morning to you in Ghana, in China." He said, "Good morning from
Oh,
China. Some people deliberately act strange because they want to push you away. Are they also called
yes.
narcissists? What do I do in such situation?" Thank you, Gideon. This is a very good question. So he's
Good morning,
asking what
Gideon. Good
should
morning.
in this
Good morning and
situation.
welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us all the way from China. Gideon, that's a very good question. So, if I understand your question, you said they will what? They will do something. If you can repeat that, you said
Okay.
they always do what?
He said some people deliberately act strange because they just want to push you away. Are
Yes,
they called
yes, yes.
narcissists or okay.
So,
So he wants to
um,
know what he can do in such situation.
okay. So, I'm sure I don't know if you joined us from the beginning, but if I went over and I gave you the characteristics of a narcissist. See, everything centers around them. Okay. If
Mhm.
you move 1 inch away from them, nah, it has to be them. That is the typical narcissistic behavior. So if someone is making everything about them, right? And then if you want to say something, they turn around and play the victim card all the time. That is a narcissist. A narcissist is the one that does that. Okay. If he knows he's right, my God. Unyaso. If a narcissist knows that what he's saying, he's right and you are wrong, he will blow it out of proportion. So, if 50 years, he's going to still bring it back and say it, right? But the other way around, when they are in the wrong and you point it out, then they turn it and become the victim. And then I know a lot of people, they will cry. Some people can get very emotional, especially women. The woman will get so emotional and cry and make it so that like you even regret saying it. That is a narcissistic behavior because it has to be about them, whether good or bad. It has to be about them. So the crying that they're crying because they can't give out empathy or they don't know how to empathize, they want you to empathize with them, right? That is a typical narcissistic behavior. Who a narcissist is. So if you're the person you know is making things about them and behaving weird and strangely for you to push it away or for help to leave or whatever, they need to watch it because that is a narcissistic behavior. And don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Or I was just saying that set clear boundaries. Don't fall for it. Whatever behavior, don't fall for it. Don't argue. Don't fall into their traps. Think about yourself. Focus on yourself. Do support. Self-care and build supportive systems to make yourself happy. Prioritize yourself. Don't fall for that because those people, they will never change. Even they will change. First of all, they don't even know what they are doing for them to let alone change. So the behavior I said is strange. I'm sure they don't even know they are behaving strangely. So how are you going to change a person like that? You know what I'm saying? Very few people
Yeah.
can actually realize it and say, okay, what I'm doing is really destroying my relationship, or is destroying my family, or is destroying this friendship, or destroying the workplace, or wherever it is, for them to say, okay, maybe I need to back up or they need to listen. Because narcissists or narcissism or narcissistic personality or disorder is very tough to change. I hope I'll be able to answer your question.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Kofi, all that you said is true. Let me add this to what you've said so far. So, Gideon, if this person doesn't exhibit any of the narcissist behaviors, but the person, let's say it's a girl that you went and toasted, and this girl is acting weird. This girl is acting weird and doesn't want to come close to you or try to push you away. It's as simple as she doesn't want you around. That is as simple as
Okay.
ABC. Doesn't like you, maybe she will just push you away. So it
But
might
mommy,
not
she's saying that
necessarily.
it's a behavior. It's a constant behavior. If it's once a while,
No,
that's fine.
it's a
But if
constant
it's something
behavior.
that is
That means
constant,
she doesn't like you. No, if it's a maybe this person doesn't exhibit the characteristics of a narcissist, but also maybe
it is.
who is attracting you to this person, but the person doesn't really is not too much into you. So she will be I don't know the situation around it, but I'm just creating a scenario. Maybe like I said, and this person doesn't like you. She has plainly told you that no or something like, and you keep pushing. Some of the guys, that's what they do. So one pen now, or they'll be like, oh, or bad there. That is how they are. As time goes on, with consistent pushing stuff now, they will come, they will come around. So if the person doesn't like you and you keep pushing, she'll start acting strange and then push you so that you just like stay away from that person. So if you, this is just how it is, saying or your bar, I'm just saying, and I'm knowing
What about
you,
Soyobema?
Gideon. If or your man so doesn't want to be around you, and until say Oba exhibiting those narcissistic behaviors, no, until then, no, that person you don't classify him or her as a narcissist. Welcome to the show, my dear sister Joyce, and my sweetheart sister Priscilla. Priscilla said she's watching us from North Carolina. Thank you so much. There is a comment or a question here from sister Just she said, why do mostly why do they mostly feel like they are being looked down? Let me finish reading. Why do they mostly feel like they are being looked down on, especially if you want to correct them? Secondly, is jealousy part? Oh, okay. Is jealousy part of their personality trait? Oh, yes. Sister Joyce, I think you were a little late. We have talked about the characteristics, and they are really, really jealous. Everything should be all about them. It's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. Mr. Kofi, you said this right. You said this earlier that they are jealous
Yes.
and everything is supposed to be centered around them. So yes, they are jealous. They are so jealous. Like you can't even breathe when you talk to this person. Why are you talking to they always want the attention to be centered around them. And if it's not them, it's nothing else. So yes, they are jealous, and if you don't give them that accolade they want to feel from you, oh, you are looking beautiful, you are looking handsome, you are this, you are that, the things that they feed on, if you don't give it to them, then you are looking down upon them, and they hate to be corrected. You don't want to correct a narcissist because in his mind he is super perfect. Even if he's not a Christian, then not just a nyankopon. Nyankopon ni hɔ koraa. So yes, they are jealous. They want everything to be centered around them and all. So Gideon came back and said, yes, per my experience, they were all secretly Mr. Kofi, can you read this? Because I can't really see.
He
Say,
said, yes, per my experience, they were all secretly cheating. So I had to, what?
move away. Oh. I had to love myself first. You did a good thing, Gideon. Yes. So if you are with a narcissist or someone who doesn't like you, put yourself first. I think Mr. Kofi has said this earlier. Love yourself first. These narcissist people, they will give you hell, like emotional abuse. Some of them wouldn't treat like abuse you physically, but
Physically. Hmm.
emotional abuse and the verbal abuse, anything that comes out of your mouth, if it's not in their favor, it's an insult or it is disrespect. When you say something and whatever you're saying is not in their favor, you are being disrespectful, you are this, you are that, you are. So I mean, it's a lot going on with them, but and unfortunately they don't see it as they don't even care about their partner's emotions, like whatever you are feeling, and you don't even have to tell them you did this, it is wrong, or you hurt my feeling. They are not accepting it because in their minds whatever they are doing is right. It's all about them. It should always be about them. um Mr. Asante said, how many of them have you had? Mr. Asante, who are you referring to? Is it me, or is it, how many of them have you had? So, Mr. Asante, we're waiting on you. If you are talking about me or you are talking about Mr. Kofi,
I
let's
think
hear.
I think from the way the question was framed, I think Mr. Santi was
Oh,
asking you.
he's referring to Gideon. Gideon,
Oh, Gideon. Oh.
Gideon said they were secretly cheating. So, Gideon, let's hear from you. How many? Mr. Asante is asking how many of the ladies you've had that cheated on you. So, let's hear from you. How many have you had so far? So you put yourself first. I mean, the emotional abuse is too much. Mr. Asante is laughing at Gideon. So the emotional abuse is too much. You don't want to subject yourself to that, like Mr. Kofi said earlier. You Gideon, eh? Gideon said, I am soft guy though. Yeah, no, it's not about you being soft. He said, how many of them have you had? So answer that question. We are waiting on you. Yeah, so let's go back to the narcissistic person. No. So these people, they will give you Gideon said, let,
I hear my idea, and I think you should start wearing your glasses because
yeah, I
so you
have
don't
to.
strain your eyes.
I have to.
I have to wear my
Gideon said,
glasses
let
also.
me, I move on. Gideon, you are still beating about the bush. This is a simple question. I have had 10, I've had one. Just say it. It's a simple question. Don't go. Hey. Okay, Mr. Asante, here comes your question. He said he's had 4 so far. So 4 ladies have cheated on him, and then what? He moves on. So, like we are saying, don't subject yourself, don't give room to the emotional abuse that they come about with. Like, they don't even care what you are feeling, whether you are hurt, you are not hurt, and they don't want to be corrected. If they do something that is bad to you, they hardly recognize that. In their minds, they think, oh, this is me, this is what I want, this is what I have to do, and that is just about it. They don't care whether you are hurt, whether you are emotionally affected. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Kofi, when you show any sign of sadness or emotionally deranged, that is where they become happy. Like, they
Yes,
think they have won. They become so happy that you are, like, sad, or you are emotionally affected, and or something else. They just don't care. If so
yes,
long as it's not about them, it's not about anybody. So
yes,
I think, yeah, that is, you just have to put yourself first, make yourself happy. Whatever you think you does that makes you happy, do it. Whatever you do that makes you happy, just do it, make yourself happy. And then Mr. Kofi says, set boundaries, set specific boundaries. If it's A, you should maintain it at A. Don't say, oh, today he's being nice to me, so I'm going to set it at B. No, keep it at A, because don't remember that as today he's being nice, tomorrow is going to get worse. So just take good care of yourself. And Mr. Kofi, so in this situation, if you are married to such a person, if you are not married to this person and you've seen this personality traits in them, you have to run. Oh. Because if you are like, oh, me warena obeja, if you get married to this person, it's going to multiply. Whatever uh uh uh, uh behavior he or she is exhibiting out there is going to be multiplied. So if you are not married to this person, just be careful and give it a deep thought before say, "Oh, it's all in a worry, worry." And if you are married to this person too, put your happiness first. We are this platform, we don't encourage you kind of saying divorce, but put your happiness first. Bibia osha Emma wenijin, do it, not in a disrespectful way. Still give him the respect that he or she needs, but put your happiness also first. And then, well, Mr. Kofi, do you have any last words for our
Y-
viewers?
okay. This is a very interesting topic, and I like the banter, the back and forth between is it Mr. Gabriel? Or was it Mr.
Gideon.
Santa and Mr. Gideon? Yes, yes, it was very funny. But anyways, okay. So for the sake of those that joined late, and especially one lady from North Carolina, I want to just quickly just summarize um, how you can identify a
Mm-hmm.
narcissist or somebody that can be diagnosed as narcissistic personality with narcissistic personality disorder. So, like I said, if you live with somebody, it can be your wife, husband, partner, whatever. If that person or they always like to blow their achievement out of proportion, right? They just achieve something and they want like they think they've achieved the entire world. They blow it out of proportion, right? And they always think that they are one of a kind, like there's nobody else in the world like them. That can be a narcissistic behavior. And then also, if you know somebody that is always seeking attention, they want attention and compliment from people around them. Everything has to be about them. The attention has to be for them. It has to go to them. You can't give attention, not even yourself and nobody else. That can be a narcissistic personality disorder. And then these people, they struggle to understand anybody else. They have no empathy. They don't. There's nothing there because it's all about them. If somebody's going through a pain or they are some suffering or they are struggling, they don't know how to empathize because it has to be about them. And then also, they always expect to be treated in a special way, right? You cannot treat them the same way as you treat somebody else. His has to be special, extraordinary. Like they have such they are such egoistical maniacs that they don't know they just can't bring themselves and compare themselves to. They think they are this special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is a narcissistic behavior. And then they always expect, like I said, to be treated special. And then it doesn't matter who is in their way. It doesn't matter who they're gonna get hurt. It doesn't matter what they're gonna do to get to where they want to get. If they have to step on your head, if they have to kill you, have to destroy you, they will do whatever it takes for them to get to where they want to get. That is a very wicked, wicked thing. And that is what narcissists, that is some of the behavior they exhibit. They will do whatever they have to do to get to where they want to get, right? And then they are often daydreaming about how successful they are, and they have such an endless success in everything that they do. They always think they are this powerful people, and without them nothing moves, or everything's about them. And when they talk, everybody should be quiet. And they always like they are always what should we call it, fantasize about beauty, right? Such this obsession of fantasy, like I said, is also what is an MPD, right? And then like I said, they tend to act so superior. They think nobody comes to their level. No, 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 you and I, we are not on the same level. Yeah, kasa yeah, can ba wonyo ba, and I yeah, can be ma onye be ma. Like they are always, they feel they are this superior,
Mm-hmm.
and they will make you know. If you're not careful, they will put you there. Even though you might be smarter, you might be more beautiful or handsome or well
Mm-hmm.
qualified or anything in any area than them, they can make you feel so small. They can make you lose your sense of worth. That is how narcissistic personality disorder works. Like they have to look superior regardless, right? And that attitude is what is arrogant and haughty, right? And so these are some of the things that I said. And then, like I said, Nana Oima, you said it. They are so jealous. Hey, jealousy. When jealous smells, they jealous a bomb. They are so jealous, and it's not good. That is not just jealousy, but envy and bitterness. Like it's such a bad attitude. And so these are some of the characteristics. Okay, so my final words to all of us, those that include those of that joined us. Um, Please, you can go and research about it. You can ask questions, or you can just begin to study your partners and see if they are exhibiting some narcissistic personality disorders, or they might be narcissist. Because, like I said, they don't even know they are. But if you know what the characteristics are, then you can be in a better position to help. So, what I will say is that if you find out that you are living with a narcissist, right? I've said this, I'm going to repeat it. Please make self care a priority. Put yourself first. Set time aside for yourself and do things that makes you happy. Ohima said it, took the word out of my mouth. Make yourself the priority and make sure you are always happy. And don't get lost in their world, because listen, because they crave attention, they crave everything, they can easily pull you into their world for you to lose yourself. So don't fall for it. Self-care. Prioritize yourself. Number two, build support systems around you. Okay. Develop friendships and trusted people, family, or even join a support group to get validation from a different perspective. If your narcissistic or if your narcissist partner is putting you down, Talk to a friend and say, what do you think about this? Because listen, some of them are very smooth. And when they can talk and you lose yourself. You lose your self-worth, is what I'm saying, if you're not careful. So if you build support systems around you and someone they say, I heard this person, she said, what do you think about this? Get different perspectives. Okay. Before you lose your mind, you lose your head because what that person is, he's already an exaggerator. So he can exaggerate something that is not even there for you to feel bad about yourself. But when you build support systems around you, you can what? Trust people that you can open up to people that you trust and seek different perspectives. Don't fall for them. Don't fall for that narcissistic personality disorder that is in your cycle. Or don't fall for that narcissist, or don't fall for that narcissistic behavior that you begin to see around you. Okay. And then you need to protect your self worth. It's very important. Don't let them trick you into thinking that you are the problem.
Mm.
Because remember, they can flip it and
And play the
become so mobile that it's like you are the problem. Don't fall for it. Okay. They are always finding ways to
victim.
to become the victim.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they are, you know. So don't fall for it. Protect your self worth. Remember your own self worth and try to keep your dignity intact. Regardless of what it tells you, don't take it as a final word. Okay? Don't. Stand your ground. Be smart. Don't fall for that behavior. And then this is very, very important, especially for those that are in a relationship. Okay? If you take your time and you study your partner, your wife, your husband, you can begin to recognize some toxic patterns in the house. Okay, this goes to those of us that are married. It can be the man, it can be the woman, or it can even be from your children. Just try and recognize those toxic patterns. Look, if there's this pattern where your partner is always making you really sad, making you feel sad, everything that comes out of his mouth or her mouth puts you down, make you sad, suck the air out of the room, right? It makes you anxious, it makes you depressed, it makes you like you don't even value yourself, or it's constantly ends in fight and there's no happiness. Then please advise yourself. And I would say, even though we don't encourage divorce here, please advise yourself. Okay. If you recognize that pattern, this is a pattern. If it happens once or twice, no. But if it's a pattern where always you are sad, you are anxious, you are depressed, you don't feel like you're good enough, if it's a pattern from your wife or your husband, remember that is from a narcissist. And so please advise yourself. I'm not going to say you should divorce. No, no. Advise yourself, seek counseling, but do something about it. And please protect yourself because that is what they are. Okay. Those toxic behavior will destroy you. Don't. And then once you recognize those patterns, right? And you know you can't do anything about it, seek professional help, right? You can talk to a mental health expert, or if you're a church, you can talk to your church pastor or your church, somebody who is expert in mental health for your partner to be diagnosed to see if he's actually having a narcissistic personality disorder or there's something else going on. Because it's not normal for somebody to make you feel sad all the time. It doesn't make sense. Or for the person to always fight with you, or the person lets you feel that you are not even a human being, or you are not good enough. If it's a constant thing, that's a toxic. It's a toxic pattern that you need to seek professional help and see how best you can help. If it's not working, please again advise yourself because you are more important than staying in that toxic relationship. And my old go-to thing in the Bible, I'm a Christian, so I said, God said that what? It is better to stay alone than to stay with what? A quarrelsome partner. Now, the word quarrelsome is loaded. It doesn't mean just fight. Anything that doesn't make you happy, you can term it quarrelsome. God said it is better to stay alone. God doesn't believe in divorce, but what God believes in is you being happy
And having
and
sound mind.
living your God-given life. Don't let any man or any woman take that away from you. Your life is more important. Hey, the last time I checked, before you guys met, you were living your life. When you
Mhm.
leave him or her, you can still live your life. It's my point. But again, I'm not talking about divorce here. But my point is prioritize yourself. If the person is not ready to seek professional help, and all you're gonna do is get sad and get sad and get sad and get, please advise yourself. Like what his name said, Gideon. He said,
Mhm.
I walked away. I walked away. Gideon, you what? The right person will come along. The right person will come along. Okay. So you seek professional help. A mental health expert can support you and help you figure out what to do, especially if you are thinking about leaving someone with a narcissistic behavior. If you are thinking about calling it a quit because you're not happy, please, before you do that, seek help. Okay. And then also remember to plan ahead. You can't change them. You can, but it's about 1%. Those that you can't change and you're always going to be sad in your house, please plan ahead. Okay. And what do I mean? If you choose to end a relationship, make a solid plan before you do it. Okay. And be ready for the blame because they're going to let everybody know that you are the cause,
Mhm.
even though it's their problem or it's their
Yeah.
cause. You will be the cause, even though they are the cause.
Mhm.
So make a solid plan before you decide to do whatever else you want to do, and be ready for the blame that will come after. Because, like I said, a narcissist person will let the whole world know that you are the cause of the divorce or you are the cause of the problem in the family. Meanwhile, they are the cause.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this is it, it's very, very important. Please, again, you are beautiful just like how God created you. If your narcissist person or your narcissist partner can see it, somebody else can see it.
Yeah.
Look, you are a handsome man. If your narcissist wife can see it, another wife or another woman can see it. Okay, whatever it is that is going on in the relationship that is making you feel less than your self-worth, please, Kofi Pokuapo is never gonna tell you to divorce your husband or divorce your wife. But my point is, I stand on the Bible. It is better to live alone and enjoy your life and enjoy your self-worth than constantly being degraded, downgraded, disrespected, sometimes tend to physical fight, being punched here and there, enduring emotional abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, as if you're not a human being. My brother, my sister, there is no marriage that is more important than your life. To be
Mhm.
honest with you, I'm saying on this, there is no marriage, there is no man, there is no money, there's no property, there's no wealth, there's nothing that somebody can give you that is more important than your life. That is why life is not it's not let me use the right word. It's not monetized. You can't put money on life, right? If you're a woman that think that you can be bought with $1 million, then please you have a problem. You go to the mental, go let them check you. Or if you're a man that you think some money can buy you, and so you become a subject of whatever, then please check. There is no amount of money from a man or from a woman that is worth more than you, that you subject yourself to such humiliating life. Okay. In Ghana, you say Obia Kondo the any day Odompons. I had to say Obia Kondo the Odompons. Is that
That's
correct?
it. Yeah,
Obia
correct.
Kondo the any Odompons. Look, what you are, if you are in a relationship and you are being seen as a toxic or you are the odumpo in the relationship, trust me, obi kere ho a, when you become the delicacy. Ah, God Jesus. Look, I'm telling you, if your man is not seeing how worthy you are, another man is seeing it. If
Mhm.
you are a woman and your man is not seeing your man is, Master Mikrampo.
Vice
You know what I'm
versa.
trying to say?
That's it.
You know what I'm trying to say? You
Yeah.
are more than what the other partner is telling you are not.
Of
It
course.
do not subject yourself to things that make you less than human. And
Mm,
do not take that from anybody, including the workplace. There are
mm,
some bosses that are very, very stupid. Excuse my French, and they look down on everybody, and they think they are the well. Without them, the work doesn't go on, and they are superior. And
yeah.
look, do not let anybody, and I mean anybody, think that you are not worth it
Mm.
because you are working for money, or I mean, obviously you have to pay the bills. But anything that dehumanizes you, don't fall for it. Don't stand for it.
Go for it. Yeah. You, Mr. Kofi, thank you
Thank you.
very much. Let's have a few questions or comments that our viewers have sent in. So,
Okay.
Sister Elom, my sweetheart, welcome to the Ade Pena show. Yeah, it's the Ade Pena show. Sister Joy sent in a
What did you
question.
say? What did you say?
Oh, she's just saying, because I think you made a statement and she's like
Mm,
confirming
mm,
it or something like that. So,
mm.
Sister Joy said, how do we help them now that we know that it is a disorder? So I think, Mr. Kofi, you've said a lot about that. So that should answer.
Seek professional help. Seek
Yeah,
professional help. Seek a professional help. Discuss with them. Discuss what you have seen in your partner, what you are witnessing, and then they can give you the tools to be able to help. Or they will ask you to come in with a person, or they are so experienced that they know how to deal with people that are suffering, people that are narcissistic, people that are suffering from narcissistic personality disorder, and so they'll find a way to help you go about it. But you first need to identify these characters, and then you can communicate clearly with the professional, and then they help you out. Thank you.
all right. Gideon said, I feel sometimes we encourage this behavior based on how we treat our partners at the beginning of the relationship. I mean, when you make your partner feel too special at the beginning, be the Mufasa always and set rules and goals. I'm talking for the men who are soft like me. Okay. Yeah, so Gideon is
um,
advising the guys.
Thank
If
you,
you are
Gideon. Thank you, Gideon.
don't
I
don't
think Gideon is right, but then
yeah.
there's a difference between treating your wife special, right, and the
Mhm.
wife using that as an opportunity to abuse you. That
Yeah.
I think there's a clear difference
And I think
because
it's not just the men
the men
going
or
through that.
both,
Some of
yeah, it
yeah,
go both
some,
ways, yeah.
yes. And
And so Gideon, thank you.
one thing about this narcissist people, they are always like playing the victim. Some of them, okay, it can be men or women, and whenever you find maybe something they do wrong and you tell them, they'll start crying. They will cry like crazy and pretend as if whatever they did wasn't like their fault. It was maybe they can they can even tell you that it's your fault, and they will cry and ask for forgiveness. And when you forgive them, this same thing that they've cried about, they'll go back the next time and do the same thing again. This is one of
It's a
their
behavior.
yeah.
It's a
Gideon
behavior.
said, it has always been a peaceful exit for me. You Gideon Yati Yati. Sister Elom said, may God help us all. Yes, oh sister, may God help us all. Mr. Kofi, Mr. Asante is laughing at your post no. So thank you
Yes.
everybody. I've had a couple of calls and people are asking because of the time differences. Like for instance, if someone is in Ghana, it's like 10 p.m. when we start. So they are asking if we can push the time a little backwards or
Early.
whatever
Early.
it is,
Start the
earlier
program
than
early.
the time that we have. So we are planning on starting the show at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, which I think it will be favorable for people that don't live in our time zone to also join us. Some people were like, "Oh, I watch your show after daybreak because at the time that you are showing, I'm sleeping and I want to comment and I want to do this." So Starting in November, we're going to start at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, every Saturday. So this is just to let you know that we will be starting in
Mommy,
November.
can you give all the times, like specific 2 p.m. Eastern time? It will
2
be
p.m. Eastern time is, US, the time changes sometime
yes.
like by hour. So currently, when it changes, when we are showing at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, it will be like 6 p.m. I believe in
In
Ghana.
Ghana.
I can only like convert the Ghana and the Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, so Mr. Asante said it's a good idea. Thank you, Mr. Asante. And
Thank you,
thank you
Mr.
all
Santi.
our viewers. Today, I believe we've had a very, very interesting topic to treat. Hope not hopefully. Next week we will come your way again with another interesting topic that we will all enjoy. And also bear in mind that starting in November, we're going to start showing at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which should be 6 p.m. Ghana time. And as the time changes, we'll continue to announce it. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Sister Elom. Thank you, Sister Joyce. Thank you, Mr. Graham. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Thank you, Gideon, for joining us today from all the way from China. I know that you are sharing. Keep sharing. Let us all learn. Like I said earlier, I never heard of anything called narcissist till I was here like some years back before I heard, and I have to research, and I'm like, oh wow, so this is how this personality is and all that. So share, let people watch, let people listen, let people learn. This platform is a learning platform. We come here, we pick a topic, a social or a life challenging topic, and we treat. So starting November, once again, we are starting 2 p.m. on Saturdays, which I think it will be favorable for a lot of people to join us. So thank you everybody for coming, and see you coming Friday, because we're still in October. So coming Friday, we'll be here at 6 p.m. and we're starting the 2 p.m. Saturdays in November. Once again, my name is Ohima Adiepena, and my special guest is Mr. Kofi Opoku Apple. Thank you. Let's meet here on Friday next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You
Bye,
all have a
Mr.
great weekend.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.